Wow, that's really hard to read. Really, really hard to read. All right, well, y'all, welcome back. So I am out here in Iowa, just a little bit west of Des Moines area, and I've stopped at this spot that I found on Google Maps, and I'm gonna read these to you. I don't know exactly what this is, but it has something to do with Bonnie and Clyde. They were in a shootout here, maybe. I'm probably just talking out of my ass at this point, but you've got an old light fixture here, and yeah, these are incredibly hard to read. Um, there's something about a place called Deerfield Park on this one, and then on this one it says the Barrow Gang captured at Dexfield Park. Dexfield Park. So maybe they got captured here, but I'm gonna read these signs a little bit, and then we've got to get headed down the road to find a campsite because the homie Travis and Ken are coming down from Milwaukee tonight, and they're going to meet me here. And then tomorrow we're going to head down the road to another spot, but they're not going to be here until way late. So I've got time to find a spot. But yeah, let's see what this says. It's incredibly hard to read. Okay, so this is about Dexfield Park. It opened in 19 and was probably the most famous entertainment park in the state of Iowa. It was located between Dexter and Redfield on the south side of the Raccoon River. Everything was dirt roads then, and it was muddy. The park was large. I don't think I need to read this entire thing, but you had to pay to get into the park. I was more interested in what was up with Bonnie and Clyde. So there was a really, really nice park here, swimming pools, etc. You had to pay $2 to get in per car. Now something must have happened where the Barrow Gang was captured here. So this says, wait for the Honda to go flying by. There's plenty of traffic out here. So this says the abandoned Dexfield Park served as a hideout for the Barrow Gang from July 20th to 24, 1933. They picked a location for their camp on the high ground south of the park, tucked away in the underbrush. It is there they could tend to their wounds from a previous gun battle near Platte City, Missouri. The car was filled with bullet holes and a different car was needed. So early on Sunday morning, Clyde Barrow and W.D. Jones drove northeast to Perry and stole a car belonging to Edward Stoner. Clyde feared his brother Marvin Buck was near death and sensed it was time to make plans to leave for Texas. I have to stand over it to read it. A local farmer, Henry Ne, discovered the campsite by chance. Bloody clothing, seat cushions, and mats were burning in the campfire, and on the grounds nearby were bloody bandages. Word spread quickly that the notorious gang was camped outside of town. So John Love, the Dexter Night Marshal, notified Dallas County Sheriff C.A. Ne in Adel. Upon this description and the investigation, the law officers were convinced it was the notorious Barrow brothers and the gang. On July 24th, about 6 a.m., a posse composed of state agents, county officers, and local law enforcement attempted to capture the Barrow Gang. The road and bridge were guarded in an effort to block their escape, so the officers walked in on the gang from the west in an effort to surprise them. And that's when the shooting began. The bandits took refuge behind their car and opened fire with pistols and automatic rifles. Clyde attempted to drive one of the cars out of the park away from the lawmen, but was met by gunfire again. He was hit in the shoulder and lost control of the car, running over a stump where the car would not be pried loose. Clyde got everyone out and headed for the other car, but it was to no use. It was of no use. The posse shot out all the windows and tires and ruined the engine. The only thing left was to run and hide. W.D. Jones, or Jack Sherman as he was also known, was stunned again by a glancing shot. Bonnie Parker took shotgun pellets to the midsection and Buck was hit again. Leaving Buck and his wife Blanche behind, Clyde, Bonnie, and W.D. Jones waded the South Raccoon River at the east end of the park, east of the Spiller Cemetery, and appeared at the Valley Feller Farm. Valley and his son Merville and a hired man, Walt Spillers, were doing chores. At gunpoint, Clyde forced Valley and Marvel to get get into their 1929 Plymouth and to get ready to go. He then ordered the fellers to lift the badly wounded Bonnie into the car. There they drove away from the farm and back onto the current Dexfield Road, heading north, making their getaway through Redfield. The feller car was abandoned in Polk City, Iowa, blood-stained and with a shattered windshield. A National Guardsman, Dr. Kelly and James Young of Dexter, came upon Buck and Blanche hiding out behind a fallen tree. This well-known picture shows Blanche struggling with police officers John Forbes and Ford Knapp as Buck lay seriously wounded on the ground, tended by Virgil Musselman in the undershirt and bib overalls. I think that's this picture that's supposed to be on here that you like really cannot see at all. Let's see, where was I at? Dexter Cafe and owner Harold Myers is crouching down to the left holding the towel. Dr. Keller in the fedora is standing in front of the car which was brought up to the lake to take the prisoners away. Harley Pierce, a Des Moines patrolman, took Buck and Blanche to Dexter for treatment at the Doctors Chapler Osborne Clinic, and an ambulance was called for Perry, 30 miles away, where Buck was then taken to King's Daughters Hospital, where he later died. Blanche was treated and taken into custody, first to Adele and then to Des Moines, where she was booked and fingerprinted, and she was sent to Jefferson City, Missouri to stand trial for her crimes. The only injury to the posse was a slight head wound sustained by Deputy Sheriff C.C. Rags Riley. This location was the beginning of the end of the crime spree for the Barrow Gang. On April 16, 1934, they returned to the Stewart area and robbed the First National Bank. History was made on May 23, 1934, when Bonnie and Clyde were gunned down near Gibbsland, Louisiana by Texas and Louisiana police officers, bringing an end to the most notorious desperados crimes in the Depression era. W.D. Jones and Blanche Barrow served time in prison and were later released. So it's kind of cool. May 23rd is actually my birthday, so that's when they got busted. But yeah, it's a cool spot. The park must have been along this road. There is like a public fishing area down here, but other than that, there's not much left around the area. It's kind of cool. You can see all the leaves are changing colors and whatnot, and people are giving me a funny look as they drive by because I'm standing out here in the middle of nowhere talking to a camera. But I'm gonna snap some pictures of this and I'm gonna hop back in the truck, and we've got to try to find ourselves a campsite for tonight. Stay tuned, y'all. Look at the deer. So I actually drove around to 4 different campsites, and every one of those had people at it. And would you look at this? A little bit of drive-in, and I am the only person here. So that's awesome because I've got the homies coming tonight. The reason there's nobody here and it's a Friday night is because they just shut off the water and they locked the bathrooms up. Electricity is still on, and it's a nice spot. So south of I-80, I'm not telling you guys exactly where I'm at. You can try to find your own spots. I know people get a little worked up over that, but I'm not telling 70-something thousand people where all the good campsites are at. You guys got to figure that out on your own. But I need to get the site paid for. You still have to pay. And then, to be honest with you, I just got to let those guys know where I'm at and hang out, because they're not going to be here until probably like 10:30 or 11 o'clock tonight. So I'm going to get the campground fee taken care of, and then we'll get to hanging out. Well, I grabbed my coat because it's a little chilly out here. Thankfully this spot is blocking the wind because it's another windy day. I did bring my solo stove because I didn't know if we were going to have a spot with a campfire here. I'll move that out of everybody's prying eyes. I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't bring much to eat and I didn't bring much to drink. I got a bunch of coolers in the cooler. I just messaged those guys. They should be here at like 11:30, so it's gonna be a late night. I'm gonna sip on one of these. I won't get the fire going until probably fairly late because I've only got that one tote of wood, but there's some over there and there's some up there. So I'm gonna sip on this drink and then I'm gonna go collect as much firewood as I can from these other campsites and from the pile of trash up there. And depending on how much I get, I might start the fire earlier, but I don't want to burn through all the wood and not have any because I imagine we're going to stay up pretty late tonight. But cheers. And I spilled it on myself already. Yeah. Let me give you a quick forecast before I start collecting wood. It's currently 55 degrees, but it is windy. And it says it's supposed to be rain and it's been sprinkling on and off a little bit. And then it's going to be cold tonight. We have a low of 28 degrees Fahrenheit here. And I did switch out to my flannel sheets, but I still didn't bring a heater with me, which is dumb because I did pay for electricity. You have to pay for an electric site, so I could have plugged my heater in, but I did not bring it with me. So we'll be all right. But it is going to be chilly. But by the time we go to bed, it ain't gonna matter. So I'm gonna sip my drink, I'm gonna go collect some firewood, and I'll probably get back to you guys when I decide to start the fire. Okay, I was just up at that pile picking up some firewood, and I look back to the truck. Oh, he's gonna disappear right there. Look at him. There's two of them. These guys are hiding in the trees back there behind me. Maybe we'll see them again later, but I gotta get this stuff lugged back over there. I've already done this a few times. Could have drove the truck, but didn't want to move it. I could use the exercise anyways, right? Oh. Well, it's just after 10 o'clock. Still waiting on those guys to show up. They should be here. They said 11:30. I imagine it might be a little bit earlier than that. If you can see the fire is still blazing out there, I'm going to keep that thing going. But we're just doing a really simple dinner tonight. I've got some Tapatio extra spicy ramen. And along with that, I'm going to do one of these Starkist lunch to go. This is something that I tend to always keep in my little box down there. Just some tuna, some crackers, some mayonnaise, and some relish. They don't really give you much of a container to try to mix this up in. It's not the greatest thing. And yes, my notification sounds like a fart. I don't know if I kind of feel like I should just dump this tuna in there, but not with the mayonnaise. That's not going to be very good. I'm sure that soup's ready by now. We're just going to slap this on a bun. And these are unsliced buns, which is bogus. What's my thermometer saying over there? Give you guys a temp check. It's currently 36 degrees in here. A little bit chilly. Nice to get back out there by the fire. Well, all right. We got to throw a couple slices of cheese on here, or maybe just one because these are giant slices. Yeah, we'll just do one slice of habanero pepper jack cheese. So we do have cheese on both sides. And then we'll put this slop on here that's not at all mixed well because of this package they give you to do it with. There we go. Bam. Look at that. I'm super fancy. And we've got ourselves some extra spicy ramen, I guess. Try a bite of this first. My mouth is watering. I can smell the spice on it. Oh yeah, that's hot. Not just hot, it's spicy hot. All right, let's try not to spill this tuna everywhere. If any of this goes anywhere, I want it in the soup bowl because I'll eat it. You know, I thought I had this ramen before. I don't think so. I don't think so. That's really spicy. Really spicy. Huh. Dip our sandwich in there. Get some of that juice. Oh. Good, but very spicy. A perfect thing to warm you up on a cold night like tonight, that's for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna have the cojones to drink that sauce. Drink the juice in there. It's mighty spicy. I'm not quite in a full sweat yet, but my nose is running. All right, where did I put the twist tie for the bread, y'all? I know I had it. Well, I suppose I'll figure that out when I watch the video back. We've got crackers for later. All right. I've got to try to remember not to wipe my face with my hands. So just wipe them all over my mouth. Ooh. That's got a kick. That has got a kick. I'm gonna need one of those. Whew. Well, I don't know if you guys have, if any of you drink Coors Light. They've been putting weird things, like just random words, on all the cans. So if that ain't fitting, I don't know what is, and I did not plan that one. We'll grab one more out of here just to see what it says, because they all typically say something different. This one says days. So, yeah. The views. I would say this view, not this view, but this view gets me that view. So I love y'all. And if it wasn't for that view, I would have never met Travis and Ken. And I'll see you when they get here. Cheers. Pinky's out. All right, there they are. Fire's rolling, waiting for these guys. Try to give them a little bit more light. That's probably good. Oh, I'm excited for this one. I figured he was probably going at this point.
I was driving for the most part. Well, I did like a lot of it.
Love the hoodie.
No, dude.
What am I looking at?
I fucking get it, dude. Chill. Molson's? You want some Molson's?
I haven't had Molson's in a long time.
Well, they're staying in Nebraska.
It's cold.
No, not these. So, this one.
Oh, nobody cares about this.
No, but that's.
Yeah, neat.
Oh, it's like a griller thing.
Yeah. That's. I was trying to.
Neat.
But this one has the.
Well, I'm gonna hold you to cooking that because I don't know if I believe it.
What the fuck you saying?
All right.
Wow.
Fire's
Like and
rolling.
subscribe below.
These guys are here. We're gonna have a good time.
Like that one.
Travis had a mishap and left his cooler open in the back of the truck and got some of Kenny's stuff wet.
Oh, yeah.
A little, and it's 28 degrees. He's getting his tent set up.
Way
But
to throw me under the bus.
you needed it after that one. Look at that. Looks like he just peed all over his hoodie.
Oh, that's coat. It'll dry.
It should dry.
We'll put it on one of the hooks. The floorless. This guy.
I've never seen this man sleep inside.
Have you ever seen him sleep?
I don't know if I've ever seen him sleep.
He's kind of inside, man. Do your take on the walleye shit. The walleye scandal.
Oh man.
Dude, those dudes such. Well, they stuff.
Are they? They're from Milwaukee, right?
No, they're from Nebraska. Last I heard. They're your neighbors.
I saw a story today that they got their boat repossessed.
I saw that. Look at this tent though. Look at this. Kenny set this up. Here, go in there and take a
There
look.
is.
It's a fucking gangster ass tent.
It's letting all the cold air
He's
in.
blowing up his pillow. I didn't blow up my pillow yet. For that. Yup. Oh no. Turn your lights down.
Now you have a wet spot on your elbow. You have so many wet spots.
You have too many wet spots. Lake Tahoe. It's called seepage. Does that say Tahoe?
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
It's almost 3 a.m.
Right.
It's time for bed. Y'all, it is cold out there. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. I don't even want to take my pants off to put my pajamas on. This says 28 degrees. I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe. Right there. It's cold. All right, I'm gonna put my pajamas on and I'm gonna get crashed out. I could probably close these windows, but I feel like once I get under the covers, it's not gonna matter. And it's 3:17 in the morning. We've had an enjoyable evening. Well, once again, my GoPro's too cold to turn on, but this says it's already 40 degrees in here. I don't know how it's quite that warm, but I just woke up. Sun's coming up over there. And Kenny's up. I slept great last night. I was plenty warm. Morning.
Borrowing your koozie for a minute.
Starting it off right, huh?
Can't drink all day if you don't start first thing in the morning.
Oh, man.
I was up at 6 o'clock. You hear Travis's damn phone playing podcasts all night?
No?
He left his phone, like, touching the fire ring on the outside of the fire.
What?
Podcasts were playing all night. It was too cold to get up and turn off. And then it fucking, his alarm went off at 6 o'clock.
Oh, my God.
I was like, Travis! I called his phone at like 6:28 to turn it off.
Oh, my God. I didn't hear any of that. I thought I heard somebody talking last night.
No, that was his podcast going, like some gangster, like original gangster podcast he listens to.
Oh, my God.
Talking about like breaking out of Alcatraz and shit, like Al Capone and a bunch of old gangsters.
What a goof. Oh, man. Yeah?
Travis, breakfast. You're making us breakfast, homie.
Yep. Time to get up, cuz. Sleeping Beauty in there.
Travis, we're just gonna eat MREs if you don't wake up.
Oh. We're going with instant this morning. Just Folgers. Just instant. Well, I have a little bit of regular coffee, but I don't have any way to do it. I usually have like I bought this French press mug that works really well, but I did not bring that with me. All right, guys, in the truck here, sitting at a construction zone. I don't know if you can see Travis in the mirror back there. Yeah, just barely. We have left the spot and we are headed out to meet up with the homie Mike and camp at his private spot. But you're gonna have to come back for the next video if you want to see that one. We had a great time last night. I had a blast hanging with these dudes. I always do. And I'm excited for what tonight is going to bring. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and close it out. I had a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So, as always, stay tuned for the next adventure. I'll see you in a bit.